Darksiders 3. Hello, today we're trying Darksiders 3 as requested by Virgil Gardner, a Patreon subscriber, as part of that whole tier. And I just happened to have a code on PS4 of all places. I don't remember why. I have not played much of the series. I played a few hours of Darksiders 1. I feel like it must have been like a decade ago, huh? Enough, I think I beat a few bosses. I think I got to a part where you had a horse and you're in a big sandy area. I played some amount of it. Never played Darksiders 2. None of the changes sounded like they were improvements, like it being a loot grinder and stuff like that. I'm like, I didn't think Darksiders 1 needed loot to that's, huh. Because Darksiders 1 seemed like it was taking after Zelda super hard. So Darksiders 2 then being like, yo, what if Zelda had loot grinding? I'm like, huh? And I don't know much about Darksiders 3 except for the fact that it's just a surprise that it exists at all, because the people who ran Darksiders in the first place like all went bankrupt because this was all under the THQ umbrella, so virtually everything was really uncertain for a while about what was going to happen with basically anything involving this stuff. But it looks like things must have worked out in some way. I don't actually know whether or not this has worked on the same people that made the previous Darksiders games. Like if those people work at the new studio or whatever, or if it's just like a IP that has changed hands but is still alive or what. That's a lot of difficulties. Sure. What? Okay, I'm just gonna do all the defaults, because that's a lot of customization that I don't know the details of. Wait, we're playing as War, I think? Or Fury?
Why did the Creator construct a universe teeming with imperfection, misery, sin? Among the scholars of both heaven and hell, this query is known as the riddle of sorrows. If sin is itself a part of the grand design, is not sin then, by definition, divine? A question for the sages. The one particularly restless bunch kept a robust relationship to the topic. The Nephilim. Spawn of angels and demons. Warriors, relentless, unstoppable, blood-mad. Until they were betrayed by four of their own. War, death, fury, and strife. The Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse. Inconceivable power was bestowed upon the traitors by those sworn to maintain symmetry twixt order and chaos. The Charred Council. Bear witness as the Council holds court to end the Nephilim War in the name of balance. This is the new pact. War, bringer of worldwide fire. You are the juggernaut of all pain. Death, dark soul of eternity. You are the deepest decay. You are anti-life. Strife, endless spirit of timeless unrest. You are all that is unsettled in the hearts of that which lives and breathes. And finally, fury. Terrible engine of rage. You are the machine that...
Are we to waste our time on ceremony, or are we to fight?
Step forward and recognize, horseman. You are the most impatient of your kin. The least predictable, dancing on the edge of your own reality. Your brothers understand the undertaking set before them. But do you?
Still talking! Shall I have Death fetch us some tea, or can we get on with it?
Fury, your role in this story is yet to be written. I wonder, Will you light the flame of creation anew? Or stomp out the embers for good?
Dreams more thrilling than reality. Had I known the new pact would be so exciting, I would have let walls separate my head from my neck then and there. Is it possible to die of boredom? Rampage. Bored as I am, perhaps you're just lazy. If I didn't love you so much, I'd kill you just for something to do. The call? Finally. Please, please, please tell me you're a planet of demons that needs slaying. Or two. War. What pathetic fate have you brought upon yourself, brother?
Watch your tongue.
I may be least favored of all the horsemen, but my tongue never found me chained to a rock like some dog.
Fury, approach us.
I take it there is a mess that needs tending to.
Though you jest, you speak true. War has broken his vows to this council and shattered the seventh seal.
The apocalypse. Why would he...
We know not. Yet. As we speak, Earth falls beneath the spears of heaven and the hammers of hell.
So the horsemen are to ride.
No. While the Charred Council seeks to understand how and why the traitor war has committed this abominable act, there is a matter that requires delicate attention.
You should have called Strife. He's the delicate one.
The seven deadly sins have been released, by whom we cannot say, but the seven roam the earth, free of our prison. The balance between order and chaos is already in jeopardy. The seven cannot be left unchecked. War is in chains. Death is missing. Strife attends to other matters. The last time you faced the sins, it required all four of you.
I can handle those fools in my sleep. But when this task is complete, I demand that you grant me my rightful place leading the horsemen.
If you would trade obedience for a title, so be it. But never make a demand upon us, horsemen. You depart immediately.
Greetings, Miss Fury. I must admit, this is a fortuitous fate.
A watcher? You doubt my allegiance?
Please, be not cross. I am such an admirer. Scratch that. I'm a fan. You are the horseman. The only one that matters.
Enough! I will allow you to accompany me. Just stay out of my way.
I will be as unto a shadow. Steadfast. Silent.
More silence!
Go! Seek out the place called Haven. Your quest for the seven deadly begins there.
Fury, wait. Whatever has passed between us, search your heart. You cannot believe I am guilty of these crimes. Something is wrong with the universe. Be vigilant, Fury. Forces conspire against us. Heed my words!
Right, the character from the first game was War. That was a bit of a misspeak, wasn't it? To be fair to me though, Fury? What? Like any semblance of difference between the four characters has gone out the window when they're fury, strife, war, and death. They might as well be the same thing practically. Death probably stands out the most, being, I don't know, more final. Hello. It used to be war, death, pestilence, and famine. Oh, there's one that says death, I looked at the wiki page because I was curious. And that one says death, famine, war, and conquest. So I think it just keeps changing. And people, like, there's no consistency here. But at least pestilence and famine, you have something else going on. But then you have Good Omens, which had, that had war, death, famine, and pollution. Because they had to update it for the 21st century, because pestilence isn't really much of a thing for a lot of Western society these days. But so they literally have in the story that pestilence had retired and that pollution took over as the Fourth Horseman, and so because it was more relevant those days, I suppose. There's just a bunch of versions of the story. We've got a big old chain whip. There we go. I have absolutely no idea what happened with war and death. For why death is missing and war is imprisoned. Let's see how this game plays. Yep, figured that out already. How you doing? Ow. Oh, I can aim. Ah, okay. Done with that. Get out of here. Soul Lurchers. It's currency. There it is. I was like, is there a lock on? I wasn't sure. The camera seems better at first glance. I watched some footage of Darksiders 2 a while back, and I was like really taken aback by how the camera had like it was stuck at like a distance and an angle that I wouldn't be comfortable with playing a third-person game with. Or like it just was unfortunate. R1 is dodge. That's slightly weird. But the camera seems to be a more standard distance.
We're close to one of the seven. I hope it's not bad.
Sorry, I couldn't hear any of that over the screaming that happened. Envy, did it say envy and terror? So we're gonna fight the 7 deadly sins. They're just working their way down lists, aren't they? It's like, oh, what's the next horseman? Alright, cool. Rename it to something that involves violence. Alright, cool. And now 7 deadly sins. Yeah, that'll get us through a game. That's a structure for a whole video game right there. 7 boss fights, probably 7 worlds. That's enough. It works for Dante. So, triangle, circle, X is jump. I have a double jump. Okay, so pressing L2 will focus my camera in a direction if there's no enemy. Right trigger does nothing at the moment. R1 is dodge. So most of my buttons don't currently do anything. Take that, recycling. That's right. It's gotta call back to her old days when she was pollution or whatever. I don't know if she was supposed to be if she's the conversion of pestilence or if she's the conversion of the famine. I don't know. Well, I just did both. I just did a famine and a pestilence, so it doesn't matter. Colorful. If nothing else, it's colorful. A wrath shard. Okay. Aha, that's a video gamey ledge. Can you air dodge? Ooh. So the R1 is like a dashy dodge, but in the air it's a ground pound, apparently. Oh, cool. You press the whip button to swing. That makes sense. Is there a run button?
haven. A haven for what? Vermin?
Humans, mistress.
Adorable. Build a house of sticks during the end of the world. Where exactly do we go from here, Watcher?
I know not but what the Council commands, mistress. The quest for the Seven begins here.
Envy.
Mine! Humans, haven, everything here! Mine! Move on, horsemen, or ye be mine too!
I'm on a mission.
Protecting humans? Humans think creation favors them. They are apes, crawling through dirt.
Quite the grudge you're carrying.
What they have, I will take. When they have nothing left, they will be my playthings until they break. You cannot stop me!
Oh, I don't want to. Humanity is tragically overrated. I am not here for them. I'm all yours.
No!
She didn't like that. What a delightful design. Ah. That is not... I wonder if we can remap. Because R1 is not intuitive to me. That's a weird way to move. Oh, I should have jumped over that. Hi? Press up to replenish health when Nephilim's Respite is your active consumable. It will refill itself by absorbing green soul lurchers from fallen enemies. Press down to quick select Nephilim's Respite if it's not in your active consumable. Alright. Yeah, Fury and Envy's designs are just delightful. This is just enjoyable. This cartoonish, well-defined personalities, and Envy's a Skeksis, and it's like, yep, that's exactly what they should be. Like, that's drawing upon something for me, where I'm like, that's exactly what I would expect as being Envy. It would be a Skeksis.
Better than I imagined. I've got all the power!
Looks like I need to do some platforming. I'm coming for you, Envy. Whoop. No! Alright. Time to do the thing again. Ow.
You're not good enough to face me.
No! Alright, well that's a bummer. Oh, wow. That does a lot of damage. I died. I managed to die. Well. Lurcher crystals are collections of spirits that can be shattered in your inventory to acquire souls trapped within them. This game has hard souls in it? Wait. Am I going to leave a bloodstain that has all my souls on it when I need to get them again? But then you have hard souls in your inventory that you can consume to get more souls? Is that what's happening? Oh my god. I dropped all my souls. And you replay the... Oh my god. Huh. But why? This, I don't think this is how Darksiders worked. Like this zone is boring. I don't want to go through it again. I'm just gonna run past them all. Why would they? So they're just taking the Dark Souls formula and putting it on Darksiders? I thought it was a little on the nose when they called death a dark soul during the intro. Hello. At least the cutscene doesn't play again. Nope. Goddamn. Okay, I gotta get down. But yeah. Okay, this is going very poorly. How do I heal? Why aren't you healing? Oh, it's up, right? Not down is how you switch to it. We'll see about that, even though you've already succeeded at it, but apparently didn't take. I don't know if that... Did I canonically die, and then it didn't matter because I just came back? Because then, if that's the case, she should be worried about how I just don't die. There we go. Whoop! I did it again. Yep. Yep, you straight up have iframes, where if you dodge at the right moment, you do a slow motion dodge that goes through the attack. What? You're an idiot, Fury. We were above her. Why did you jump into the hole? We could have skipped this whole platforming section, but you jumped in on purpose. No. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I'm somehow accidentally pressing square after the swing or something. I don't know why that's a mistake I keep making. Ah, fuck. I don't know why that's a mistake I'm making, but it is. Alright. We have to double jump here, I guess. The true boss fight is platforming. No! Okay, we're good. Just the first it didn't land. It's weird because they're using the control scheme ideas and stuff like that from Dark Souls, but it has none of the pacing of the combat of Dark Souls. It's so hack and slashy and fast that, like, it's a really weird thing to try to put over it. I don't know.
Pretty. Come and get it.
Ah! That's mine!
Mistress, not to be a bother, but weren't you supposed to catch envy?
I did.
Watch.
This talisman.
It's a vessel. Envy used it to hold energies from the rest of the seven.
It will make a fitting prison for the others once their physical forms have been broken.
If I may, there is a sort of hum emanating from the talisman. That glow
Will indicate when one of the seven is nearby. I know.
so wise. You are all that the council promised, mistress.
I'm beginning to enjoy the sound of your voice, Watcher.
Aw. They're already defeated and gone. Oh well. At the top of the screen, the skull indicates the nearest sin, and then the dot is other sins. Ba-boom. I'm slightly sad because I wanted the Skeksis to be like an ongoing villain all game. have the Chamberlain from Dark Crystal be an ongoing thing instead of the tutorial boss, because we're probably done with them now. Hello. Okay, so you hit it. Gotcha. Fill me. Gross. Not doing great on health. You definitely go down quickly.
I would be remiss in my duties if I didn't point out that even with the talisman, locating the other deadly sins will prove a challenge.
Finding envy was easy enough.
That was a gift, one I would not count on receiving twice. Envy was also, by far, the weakest of the deadly sins.
Anything else to add?
Only what I assume you already know. The armies of both heaven and hell have cordoned off the world of man into various areas of influence. Look around us. The upheaval we have seen is the very personification of the struggle between order and chaos. You have set for yourself an unenviable task, given these environs.
That's what makes it fun. The other sins are hiding across this shattered world. They strike at angels and demons alike in their own selfish bids for power. Their hubris will lead me right to them.
Perhaps, but you will need assistance.
Whatever I need, I will take, Watcher.
It'll be easy. We just smack them with the chain until they stop moving. Health bar depleted, sin collected, move on to the next one. We got it. We're heavy on chain locations. Kind of funny to me. Recently a Patreon question asked me about like trends in video game, and one of the things I brought up was poopy ledges, which is just the idea that like you have to communicate to your player that certain things are interactive, and so when you have a sufficiently complicated environment, you often have like ledges that are covered in something white, or have some kind of other detail, like how in Far Cry they put like a climbing rope on each one. And so here, whenever you can use the chain, it looks like they're going to have you actually see a chain, so you can tell that it's a chainable object. Is it going to fall? Oop. Ah. That's two of the things that I talked about in the Q&A. Both the point of no return ledge and the poopy ledge. In this case, the chain pillar to indicate that you can use the chain ability there, so that's clear, and then also having a big cliff that you can't return from, just to cut off all that area. Now the game can unload all of the content in that direction, so it can focus on loading the stuff over here, but also you help guide the player in the proper direction, so they don't start backtracking. Because when you have a large enough environment, they might wander in random directions if they don't find the right direction, and they might go backwards and stuff like that. So that kind of stuff kind of helps push people the right way.
Would one day unleash all this, but seeing it,
May I remind our mistress, you have among your horsemen, brother.
So is the idea here that time is a bunch of time has passed? I know that at the beginning of Darksiders 1, I think the war between angels and demons was kind of breaking out or something like that. Or at least it looked like it was a normal city where everything was kind of completely falling apart and like titanically, like just huge bad news was happening everywhere. So I wonder if this is like that. Like, This is the Last of Us post-apocalypse brought upon by the first Darksiders game, where now it's like all the terrain's destroyed and everything's like, it's been long enough that all the nature's kind of retaking. Looks like that might be that right there might be indicative of some kind of Zelda style or Metroidvania style upgrade, where you get the ability to like interact with crystals perhaps to get across there. Because there's a whole ceiling with a really conspicuous crystal texture, and then over there is a ledge with an item on it. Which seems like that's a thing. Like maybe you get a grappling hook that only attaches to crystals or whatever. I'm not against playing the Darksiders trilogy. Or quadrilogy eventually. It's just there's so many goddamn games. There's so many video games. Once your job is to try to even attempt to try to cover them, you just get drowned by the scale of it all, and you're like, I don't understand how this is in any way approachable by anybody. So when do I kill enough of you that you actually refill my... There you go. I was wondering when they were going to actually refill my respite. It seemed to be taking a while. It's really pretty so far. I like color in my games. Although I've seen footage of Gears of War 5, and maybe we'll cover that because I got a code for it too. And I was really taken aback by how adding color to Gears of War makes it not look like Gears of War anymore. Because Gears of War 5 looks like this. And I'm like, I played so much Gears of War 1, and that game is not a colorful game. And that's kind of part of its shtick. It's like making Sin City 2 now in full color. It's like that's kind of Sin City's thing, though, was the whole being the black and white movie with weird splotches of color very sparingly. So we'll see what I think of that when I take a look at that. Oh god. Yaha! Oh. Oh. Yeah. Ah, yeah. There we go. It's not the most effective way of attacking. Ow. Ow. No, lock onto that guy. There we go. Okay, that didn't have the range I thought it had. I wanted to finally use that R1, L1 attack that I hadn't used yet. Okay, you're killing me. Stop that. But the garbage cans, they're still intact. I get a kick out of that. This isn't even recognizable as being part of the city. Like, the city's up there. We're in a chasm that has awoken in the middle of it. This horrible ravine with earthly walls and chaotic fucking, bed of chaos roots everywhere, and mushrooms and new terrain and puddles and shit. Then there's just two garbage cans over here still standing perfectly upright and apparently full of stuff. How the fuck? How did they get there? Why were they still standing upright of all things? Like, they didn't just tumble down here as the ravine fell. They were like placed here by like a polite demon that likes to throw away garbage. Alright, so that's another... So much like the crystals we saw, that's another mechanic that comes up at some point, I'm sure. You got the thing that opens the barnacle wall. You can break barnacle walls now. It's with your new barnacle breaking boots. I like the alliteration, so I stuck with boots. Ah, wow, you track with that. God damn. Haha. Ooh. That's the arcane counter. Gotcha. Okay. Okay. Yeah, the pacing, the lock-on and everything makes me want to kind of almost treat it like Dark Souls or something, but they are so rapid fire. Why can't I climb this ambulance? God damn it. Okay. So they do tons of damage, but they just do they like have instantaneous attacks. They don't really like... I can never remember this word for a reason. Telegraph their attacks. The guy that throws does a decent job, but the other guys just seem to just quickly nab at you. Or maybe it's just that I'm just covered in enemies to such an extent that I can't really deal with it. I don't know. I should probably just oh god, I'm all the way back here. I should probably just think less and just button mash through the horde of enemies. Come on, tell me there's a run. Oh, is that running? Did I just run? I think I ran. Ah! Go away. Wait, I should... Oh yeah, left click is run. Left stick click. It's really pointless to do the Dark Souls thing, because this game makes it even easier than Dark Souls to just run past everyone, because... While Dark Souls is often a series of cramped hallways and choke points and traps, this game is like a giant open area, like the size of a third-person shooter like The Last of Us. So I can just run around all the dudes. Even more so. So you're just making me walk for a while. Yeah, I should just button mash more. I'm trying to be deliberate and careful with my combat, but it's just getting me killed. It's just when you give me that kind of dodge and lock on and everything, it makes me want to be more careful than I would otherwise be. But they'll just die if I hit square a lot. Yeah, that was way easier. Oh shit. What? That was weird. So I pressed R1 to dodge past his projectile, but I failed to successfully dodge past his projectile. And instead of dodging past his projectile, I got hit. But then when I hit square afterwards, it still did the arcane counter as if I had dodged the projectile. And it also went slow motion, even though I got hit. I'm not sure what's going on there. That looks like a big dude. But yeah, way more successful to just mash square. Yep. Ka-ching. Gotta fight those instincts to like... Gotta fight those instincts that make me want to fight defensively and like wait for the attacks to come when I'm given a lock on and a dodge and everything. Because you have a lock on, you have a dodge, and you have a very small health bar. Those make me think I'm supposed to play a certain way. This might have been a mistake. Haha. Whoop. Now. I keep dodging too early, I guess? There you go. Yeah, I was dodging too early. It's one of those dodges that, at least for those kinds of enemies, is not effective at dodging attacks. Because if you dodge sideways, you're still in the attack range. So it's not effective as a dodge so much as a iframe. So you need to actually hit the dodge during the attack so that you phase through their attack instead of getting out of the way of the attack, which is sometimes what dodges are for. Enchantments go into your weapons inventory. Because that's one of the things that varies from game to game, is what they want their dodge to mean. Some of them are about getting out of the way of an attack, and some of them are about magically nullifying said attack. Maybe I should have looked closer at that tutorial just now. Oh, there's another menu here. Gotcha. Armor, crystals. I haven't been able to spend those yet, so there's no reason to spend them yet. Wrath shards. I should have paid more attention to that tutorial. Hey, another one of those mechanics where you get the thing that opens up the thing, and then you come back later. They're very glowy and pronounced. I think I got...
Perhaps there are human survivors.
Not my concern.
Look at all the glowy green mushrooms. Whoop. Little loading moment there. These kind of chokes in the level design are often so that they can stop loading everything behind you.
Impressive. But is it just me, or is it out of place here?
It is a maker tree. Most likely we will find refuge there.
Hey there. Strength shard. It is but a shard of strength. This door is impervious to my powers as the horseman of the apocalypse. I am the horseman of the apocalypse. But this door is all powerful. Yeah, there's another track of crystals. Yeah, that's definitely what that stuff means. You can definitely travel on them at some point. Maybe get magnet boots or something like that. That one looks like you'd walk up it, then over there. And the other one was on the ceiling. So they're specifically in like gravity-defying traversal style locations. Hi. I'm gonna square on you. Ow. Gotta get used to the speed of these dodges. What? I thought I was... Damn it. Okay, nope, I'm bad at dodging. I'm bad at dodging in this game. I was trying to do it on purpose there, and... Nope, not so much. Just hit square a lot. The small guys are hard to react to. They're very fast. But just hit square. Ah! No, I've done the wrath attack before. You can stop reminding me now. I figured it out. I'm not using it on those guys.
Aren't we making a mighty ruckus?
Says the demon who announces his ambush.
It was not my intention to do battle, horseman. Well, such a passionate little thing, aren't we?
Do not test my patience.
Very well. War is too hazardous an occupation for myself, horseman. I am here in the name of blind capitalism. I am Ballard, merchant of the damned, a trader who deals in souls for profit. Even in the face of the apocalypse, one must endeavor to earn a living.
And whose souls do you trade in?
Angel, demon, or even human. All souls have value to me. I've seen the trail of bodies you've left in your wake.
What would I require from you?
That depends. What are your needs?
Information. The 7 deadly sins.
Whispers on the wind say that the fabled horsemen are but pawns in a larger game. Victims of a grand setup.
What do you know?
I know that the first one's free. Call for me if you have souls to trade, and perhaps you will consider my wares valuable.
Ew. They were animating his mouth like he had lips, but they're just teeth. Like his top jaw, all the teeth were like jiggling like they were someone's top lip. And I'm like, no, teeth don't move. Don't do that. Stop. Fear can feed collected souls to Volgrim to earn attribute points. He is at Serpent Holes, which is probably that one manhole I saw earlier. Yep. Yep. That was my checkpoint that I loaded back to when I died. Which seemed to be the bonfires of this game.
Good eating.
What are you buying?
Take your time.
What are you selling? Undying shard. Oh, come back to life when you would otherwise die. Echo mark. Refund all of Fury's attribute points.
As you wish. This will be fun for both of us.
Boom. It looks like you can feed him all of your souls if you want to.
As you wish. Farewell.
Like it looks like you can just feed him whatever souls you have on you, even if they're not enough to level. Ooh, a moveset. Neutral L3 plus R1 delay S square. Whoa. Whoa. It got complicated fast. 1,000 souls. 25 souls. 75 souls.
Grieve this.
So if you feed them to him,
As you wish.
so now I have 0 souls.
This
Yeah.
will be fun for
So you can catch all of your souls and not have to worry about losing them, and you'll just be that close to the next level. You don't have to actually have enough to do the level. So gain 10% health, 5% attack, or 7% arcane. What is arcane damage? Arcane is dealt by on evade counters, charge attacks, wrath attacks, and havoc form attacks. Alright, I don't think I have havoc form yet, but I figured it would be wrath attacks, but it looks like it's also like the evade. So when I do a dodge counter, that's my arcane damage. Good to know. All generally worth leveling up. Probably do like an attack and a health right now. Would make a lot of sense, I think. There we go. Well, we've been going for a little while, so that's about the time we have for today for Darksiders 3. Thanks for watching like always, guys. Thank you to the developers for sending me a code so I could preview their game. If you'd like to check this out, there's a link in the description to, I don't know, the PS4 page or the Steam page or both, if I remember. And thanks for watching like always, guys, and I'll see you next time.